It's coming on pretty well.
2 of the main floors already filled in and a 3rd on its way. Do you know how much extra floor space that gives us, Mr. Radley?
Not to the square foot, Governor. But it must have at least doubled what we had before. Yeah. Should cut down the amount of time the women have to spend locked up in their cells. Once it can be all right.
Works officer is here, madam, with the outside working party. I told him that you'd want to see him.
Thank you, Mrs. Armitage.
There seems to be a bit of trouble on North Wing, madam.
What kind of trouble?
Resistance to officers, squabbling amongst the women themselves.
Nothing's been reported.
Well, there is nothing specific yet, but some of the older officers think they can see the danger signals.
Well, have you spoken to the assistant governor in charge?
Miss Harker says she hasn't noticed anything, madam.
I see. Well, I'll look in on North Wing myself later on.
Very good, madam. Now, no slacking. I want these floors kept clean. I won't have dirt trapped out of here into all the other wings. Now, come on, lock this dust with it. There's no good sweeping it in.
Wish Mrs. Armitage wouldn't always see trouble everywhere.
Yeah, she certainly has a nose for it.
Yes, I suppose that's valuable as chief officer. I wish I could trust her not to be biased.
You mean against North Wing?
Miss Harker is young and willing to experiment. Like me, she believes in giving the women a certain amount of freedom. Freedom to move and talk within their own wing. Heaven knows it's little enough.
Mrs. Armitage's whole training and experience is different. Discipline, security and efficiency, that's what she believes in. And she's not alone.
No. But to do her justice, she has tried to come to terms with the new ideas.
We must make allowances.
I do, for both sides. But I've learnt that no one approach can be right every time. Come in.
You wish to see me, Governor?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mackey. Excuse me, do sit down. Governor.
Hello, Mum.
Hello, darling. I thought you were down at the coast.
No, we're not driving down till tonight. Look, Mum, would you mind if I brought someone home this evening?
No, not at all. I like meeting your friends. It'll be a rather scratch meal, I'm afraid.
Oh, don't worry, we can fix something for ourselves.
Oh, I'm not so sure about that.
No, really?
All right. That was my son. He's just become member of the sailing club at university. He's very keen. I hope I haven't dragged you away from anything, Mr. Mackey.
No, not really. I was checking the wall supports outside.
Wall supports, flying buttresses. This place sounds more like a medieval castle every day.
It's true. Only here the problem is not keeping the people out, it's keeping them in.
I want to thank you, Mr. Mackey, for the work that's gone on so far. How long do you estimate it'll be before it's finished?
Well, there's only the south wing and 1 floor on the east to do. I'd say about 3 weeks.
As long as that?
Well, the rate of work has slowed down.
Yes, so I've noticed. Why is that?
It could be a variety of reasons.
Such as?
Well, we lost 2 of our best men. They came up for release. We could hardly keep them in poker because we'd some building work to do.
Well, hardly.
And it's an odd thing about working parties from male prisons. Sometimes everything goes fine, no problems, and then, for no apparent reason, the standard drops and you have to check and double-check everything.
I see.
And then again, they might be going slow because they like it here. They're not locked up all day, and it's a change of scene.
Are you ready for those bricks, Joe? Joe? Joe! Joe, come on, hurry up with those bricks now. Come on, get a move on.
I'd appreciate it if you could stick to those 3 weeks, Mr. Mackey, or even less.
I do my best. As I say, I can't guarantee it.
See, the problem is that the women from these floors are having to double up in other wings. It's bound to cause tension the longer it goes on.
Yes, of course.
Also, there are 1 or 2 other innovations that I'd like to try, but I'm having to hold them up until things settle down.
Oh, well, that's hardly my pigeon, is it, Governor?
Mr. Mackey, I don't think you can just consider the bricks and mortar with no concern of what happens inside.
No, perhaps not. Harry,
Good day, madam.
Good day.
how's it coming?
Slowly. They look as if they're working hard, but nothing seems to get done.
Can't you ginger them up a bit?
Oh, that's easier said than done, Mr. Mackey. I don't know what's got into them.
We could say with some certainty that this wing could be finished in 2 weeks. It would be a great relief.
We'll do our best, madam.
It won't be for want of trying, Governor.
Thank you. Then we can plan accordingly.
Thanks, Harry.
Now, come on, you lot. Get a move on.
Madam? Lily? Miss Flaxton. Is Harker in her office?
Yes, madam. Miss Parrish is with her. Even though we've been forced to share this wing, I am responsible for the women in my care.
Of course, Miss Parrish.
Well, that goes for those who are having to double up on this floor.
I can't agree to that.
Why not?
Well, no one would know who was really in charge. You'll have to accept the fact, Miss Parrish, that we're 2 separate units. I wouldn't presume to tell you how to run yours.
I should hope not.
Sorry. Am I interrupting?
Miss Parrish and I were discussing how the wing's to be organised while we're sharing.
Well, can I help?
It appears to be settled, Governor. Miss Harker's made her position abundantly clear. If you'll excuse me, I have work to do.
The whole problem's because there isn't enough room for all the women from South Wing to be together on the top floor. I've had to take some in here.
Yes.
I told Miss Parrish that while they're with me, they must be treated the same as everyone else.
Naturally.
Well, she wants them locked up when they're not working. But I can't have some shut in their cells while others are free to move about.
Of course not.
Told her our methods were entirely different and, well, she'll just have to accept it.
Would you like me to say something?
No. I think it'll be all right now. I don't know how I stood up to her. Glad I'm not a prisoner. She terrifies me.
She is a little daunting. She's strict, but very fair. The women respect her.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, are the women still not talking to Lily either?
No. They won't forgive her for trying to blackmail that poor girl into stealing for her. None of them will trust her.
Yes. Difficult to know what to do about someone like her, isn't it?
It's not worth it for one day, Governor. I'm going to fill a hot bath and lie in it for a few hours with the radio on.
Sounds lovely.
Could I have a word with you, please?
Yes, Mrs. Weeks.
I'm going out next Tuesday.
Yes, I know.
Well, I'm sorry to keep bothering you, but I've had no more news from my sister and I don't know where I'm going to go.
Well, I'll have some news for you before you leave.
Honest?
Honest. I promise. Don't worry.
No, I won't. Thank you.
Hello, darling.
Hello, darling. Cold?
Yes, very. Paul's friend here.
Sally, the latest. She's very pretty.
Is she?
Paul seems quite taken with her. Hey, you better show yourself for a minute, then we'll pop out to the pub for an hour and leave her to it.
Paul? Paul?
Hello, Mum. This is Sally.
Thank you. Hello, Sally. Hello.
Sally's been cooking for us. Chili con carne, or there's a quiche with aubergines and taramasalata to start.
Sounds delicious. Well, shall we go on?
You're going to have some too, aren't you?
Oh, are we staying?
We can start serving, can't we?
Why not?
You'd like to stay, wouldn't you, Dad?
Why not?
say it'd take much longer.
They'd never be down. I can see the advantages for the women. More classes, room for association, but it'll split the whole wing up into separate sections and make it much more difficult to control.
You'll have to find me more officers. I'll need 3 to handle each floor, or I can't guarantee discipline.
If there's any left at all after this upset. The women like to know exactly where they are and what they're supposed to do. These young assistant governors with their liberal ideas, they don't realise the damage they can cause.
It takes years to establish an efficient routine. Something like this can destroy it overnight.
Well, I, for one, am not going to sit back and let that happen. The shape of the wings may be different, but the sooner the women realise that nothing else is going to change, the better.
Like some more, Dad?
No, that was great. You're quite a cook, Sally. Splendid meal. Only one thing would make it perfect. Do you mind if I turn the music down?
Oh, I'd love it. Why don't you go through? I'll make a coffee.
No, really, I'll make.
When did you learn to cook like that, Sally?
We used to have a Spanish maid.
Really?
Well, now, would you like a drink?
Oh, no, I don't believe in alcohol.
How do you mean?
I don't need it. It doesn't turn me on.
You're lucky. But I see you smoke.
Only 2 or 3 a day.
Then that could scarcely be called a vice.
Scarcely.
What do you believe in?
Staying loose, feeling free. I don't ever want to be tied down.
I remember saying exactly the same thing.
Coffee.
You're at university too, aren't you, Sally? What are you taking?
Social sciences.
Really? Well, we're in the same field, more or less.
Yeah, I read one of your books last term.
Did you? Was it any help?
Not much.
I forgot to warn you about Sally. She is completely honest.
So I see. What's wrong with it? Too theoretical?
No, the theory was all right. It just doesn't go far enough.
In what way?
Well, you say the whole concept of prison should change. Fine. What you should say is they should be abolished altogether.
Oh, that sounds pretty drastic.
People only become criminals when they break the law. If there were no stupid laws, there'd be no criminals.
Now, that's too simple. Not all laws are stupid. Some are necessary.
For what?
To protect society.
What's that? Anyway, people are always being punished for crimes they haven't committed.
No, it does happen, but not often. Oh, I agree there are many people who would benefit from a different kind of treatment, but prison system is necessary until one knows more about the human mind, imperfect though it is.
Don't you ever get sickened by your job?
Sometimes. Not by what I do, but by the frustration of trying to help someone who doesn't want to be helped, or seeing the despair in someone who suddenly realizes that a moment's thoughtlessness or greed or weakness has ruined their whole lives.
Margie!
No, I mean it. I envy the clothes you young people wear nowadays. I wish I could dress so casually.
Why don't you?
Can you imagine me turning up at Stone Park in a pair of jeans?
Why not? That's what I was talking about before. In your book, you say people should be able to wear what they like in prison.
Yes, that's something I'm working on, but I meant the inmates, not the staff.
What's the difference? Do your own thing. It's like my father. I think he'd die if he didn't wear a suit to the office every day. If his secretary didn't have a flower for his buttonhole.
Oh, I rather like that.
That'll be Phil. Trust him to be late.
Well, it was nice meeting you, Sally. Perhaps you'll read my other book one day and tell me what's wrong with our approved schools.
Yes, approved schools.
Come on, Sally, he's waiting.
I'm sorry, I can't help you wash up.
Oh, fair's fair. You were the cook.
It was fun. Good night, Mr. Boswell.
Good night.
Look, don't mind anything I said. I just say these things sometimes.
I don't mind. I hope we meet again.
I hope so.
Goodbye, Sally.
Good night.
Bye, darling.
Bye, Mum. See you Sunday.
Yes. Sally going with you this weekend?
No such luck. We're dropping her off on the way, right? Bye.
Bye. She's rather a nice girl.
Yes.
She's got a good mind. Poor Paul needs someone steady for a while.
Yes.
Well, Mr. Mackey?
Hey, it's one thing after another, Governor. Yesterday, the rungs in the ladder weren't safe. Today, there's too much sand in the cement.
Well, if I hadn't spotted it, we'd have had to tear down a whole section of the wall and start again.
Well, do you think it's deliberate?
I don't see how it can be, madam. They're all good workers. Might be a bit careless.
Maybe a unlucky combination of circumstances.
Yes. Well, I'll have to leave it to you. Try to keep to that dateline. It's very important.
Right, Governor.
All right, Margie, on you go.
Excuse me, Governor. One of the women on remand has asked to see you.
Can't you deal with it?
Well, she's in your reception. She asked to see the Governor.
Any special reason?
Well, she didn't give any. It's a drug case, name of Benedict.
I see. Well, you'd better be in my office in about 20 minutes.
Yeah. That fella's pretty taken with you.
What fella?
Come off it, love. I've seen the way he looked at you. He, sends you letters, too.
It's none of your business.
Maybe not. I just thought if, you've got something going there,
What you after?
I just thought. As a friend. Well, you wouldn't want the screws to find out, would you? I mean, if you've got something fixed up, if you're, trying to have a bet.
It's not like that.
No.
No. He's my husband.
Well, well. Then that makes it all the more important, doesn't it?
What are you doing?
Just talking.
And what do you want?
Nothing.
Well, then up it. Out.
Oh, get
Creep. What was she saying?
She knows about Joe. She was just half of what she could get.
Oh, don't worry, love. I'll make sure she keeps her mouth shut. Oh, now, come on, Margie. Come on. Give over, love.
It's just knowing he's there. Knowing he's so near.
Oh, don't worry, love. We'll think of something. I tell you what, you could change places with one of the other girls on centre cleaning.
Oh, no. That'd only make it worse.
Don't be so daft. At least you'd see him.
I'm afraid I have to admit Mrs. Armitage was right again. With South Wing out of use, there really are too many of them in too small a space. I didn't notice it at first, but now you can feel the tension building.
This delay is holding up so many things. There was an experiment I wanted to try. Just after I came here, I got permission from the Home Office to allow the women in the maternity wing to wear their own clothes. Well, it's important for the babies to see their mothers as individuals.
Well, of course, women on remand wear their own clothes, and lifers are allowed to in their own section.
Exactly. Well, as the sky didn't fall down on maternity, and there wasn't a revolution, I was given permission to extend the scheme to another wing, at my discretion.
What, you mean mine?
Well, that was what I intended. But it would be disastrous if there was a disturbance just at the time we were carrying this scheme out.
Well, yes, of course.
Come in.
The Benedict girl, Governor.
Oh, yes. What's she in for?
Benedict Sarah, age 20, charged at Beach Street Magistrates Court with possession of 2 ounces of cannabis, remanded in custody for 7 days.
Only possession. Anything known?
No previous conviction.
Well, why wasn't she given bail?
Well, apparently she refused the offer.
Well, I better see her then. Will you excuse me, please, Miss Harker?
Sarah Benedict!
Sally!
Hello, Mrs. Boswell.
I only heard this evening. I phoned Sally a couple of times today. There was no reply. But how is she?
Shocked, of course. Like everyone who suddenly finds themselves in prison.
You talked to her?
Yes. Normally the deputy governor sees people on remand, but she especially asked to see me.
Can you help her?
Only to make sure that she has everything she needs and that she knows her rights. Bail was fixed at £50, but she wouldn't pay it.
Doesn't she have enough money?
Well, of course she has. Her father's rolling in it. He's a stockbroker or merchant banker or something.
Well, her reason for asking to see me was to say that if he did offer to pay the bail, she wouldn't accept it.
Why does she want to stay in jail?
I was hoping you could tell me that.
I've no idea.
How long have you known her?
A few weeks. I've only taken her out 2 or 3 times. She's a marvellous girl.
Met her parents?
I saw her father once. He wouldn't let her go out with me till he met me. Her mother's dead.
Did you know she was on drugs?
I don't believe it.
Paul, she was picked up by the police in a cafe in Chelsea, a known place for drug users. She was seen passing the stuff around, just offering it. Now, she doesn't deny it. Magistrate would have been much harder on her if she'd been seen selling it.
Listen, it's all a mistake. I just won't believe it.
I didn't know what was happening when she walked into my office.
What are you going to do?
Well, there's only one thing I can do, and that's let the Home Office know that I know her, declare my interest, hand her over to somebody else to deal with.
Of course.
A girl like Sally, it's unbelievable.
Well, I'm not really surprised. I thought she might have been on something the other night. Those cigarettes she was smoking, hand-rolled. I suspected she might have added something to the tobacco.
Cannabis? Oh, that has a very distinctive smell. I would have noticed it.
Not if she just added a little, just enough to make her high. Well, I wasn't sure of it myself. Well, you don't expect to find someone in your living room smoking reefers.
Why did she do it? Why take the risk?
She probably gets a kick out of doing something illegal.
Yes. All that talk about breaking the law.
She may have been defying you to find out.
Well, I don't understand her. Neither did the magistrate. He wants a report on her before he makes a decision. I suppose Paul's very upset.
Yes. Seems quite keen on her.
Well, at least he's not too involved as yet.
Well, we'll have to face it, Faye. We don't know how much he is involved. But if she's been handing out this stuff, how can we be sure she hasn't given some to Paul?
I'm not a dealer. But if I've got some, anybody can have it.
You don't see anything wrong in that?
What's wrong with a little dope? It's harmless.
Sally, I must warn you that if you're antagonistic towards the magistrate, things will go very much harder for you.
I am not being antagonistic, but I have to say what I believe. They can try me as much as they want. The whole case is just stupid.
Yes, well, I'm afraid I can't discuss your case with you, however much I would like to. I can't discuss anything with you. I've informed the Home Office that I know you, and in future, if you want to see anyone, you'll have to see our deputy, Mr. Radley. If you want to say anything to anyone, you'll have to say it to him. I think that's all. What did the psychiatrist make of her?
Oh, they've only had a preliminary talk. He says she seems balanced, fully responsible for her actions. I'd say she was just one of those rich little girls who think they can do what they like, that the law doesn't apply to them.
No, I think it's much more than that. However, that's your responsibility now, Mr. Radley. You'll also be responsible for the report that goes to the magistrate. Remember, her future depends on it.
Yes, Governor.
Governor. Oh, yes. Send her in, will you? Come in.
Mrs. Weeks, madam. 7243.
Sit down, Mrs. Weeks. You're leaving us tomorrow.
Yes, I'm scared.
Oh, you don't have to be.
Well, I'll be all on my own, nowhere to go. And I know what'll happen, I'll start drinking again. And I don't want to go back to that.
No, I told you not to worry, and I've kept my word. Now, you were going to stay with your sister in Birmingham, but she had a stroke. Which I'm afraid she's still far from well. But I'm happy to say that she's regained partial use of her left side.
Good for Jess.
Now, she wants to leave hospital, but she can't manage on her own. I've checked. And they're willing to release her so long as there's somebody there who will guarantee to look after her. Now, are you prepared to do that?
Prepared? It's what I've been longing for. But I never thought nobody'd trust me.
I don't want to lecture you, Mrs. Weeks, but it is rather a responsibility.
Don't you worry, Mum. I'll look after her and myself. We can have her old flat.
Good. Well, I'll telephone the Armitage to expect you sometime tomorrow afternoon. I'm sure you'll want to see your sister. She won't be allowed to leave hospital yet. I expect you'll need a few days to get the flat ready, won't you?
Yes. Yes, well... I'll be getting out just in time.
What do you mean?
Before all this extra work.
What extra work?
They're new floors. All that cleaning and polishing. They'll be at it all day.
All day?
Well, everybody knows what they're for. There isn't enough work to go round. They'll just be kept polishing. Well, at least that's what everybody says.
How can they think that?
Well, it's an easy room to start, especially if the women don't realise that their living conditions will be improved by the rebuilding. Did you tell them?
I didn't think it was necessary.
Miss Parrish?
I'm sorry, Governor, I don't see what you mean.
But the hours that they have to spend shut up by themselves will be greatly reduced.
Well, I don't see how much reduction is possible. When they're not working, they must return to their cells.
Perhaps I haven't made myself clear, Miss Parrish. There will be no more locked cells in this prison except at night or in specific cases. The women will have freedom within their own section. It's a system that's worked very well in North Wing, and I intend to extend it to the rest of Stone Park.
Is that an order, Governor?
I hope it won't be necessary to make it one, Miss Parrish. There must be no doubts. If they haven't already made plans to alter the routine in their wings, they must do so. And the women must know about the changes.
Yes, Governor.
Thank you, Mr. Radley.
Oh, there you are, madam.
Yes, Chief.
I've just heard something. I know you'll forgive me, but I thought perhaps you'd want to know.
Yes?
It's your son, Paul, madam. He's got a visiting order and he's come to see the Benedict girl.
I can't interfere, Mrs. Armitage. He has his own friends.
You're looking well.
I'm fine. You can't keep a good girl down.
I didn't have any difficulty getting in to see you.
I'm allowed all the visitors alike while I'm waiting for sentence. Maybe you could arrange a relay. Class of 74?
I'm glad you're not in one of those uniforms.
Yes, I don't look forward to that. Hate the thought of regulation knickers.
I can't tell you what I felt when I heard. Are you sure you're all right?
Dandy.
Anything I can bring you? Anyone you want me to speak to?
No,
How about your father?
it wouldn't do any good.
You haven't heard from him?
Only the usual awesome silence. I didn't expect anything else. Didn't expect to see you either.
Why not?
Well, your mother wouldn't like it.
She wouldn't stop me. She couldn't. Anyway, she likes you. She wants to help.
Up to a point.
What do you mean?
She's told me she can't even see me or talk to me. She's washed her hands of me. I don't blame her. She has to think of her own position.
Sally.
Look, I asked for it and I got it. I don't think you better come again either.
Why not?
Look, you're a nice boy, but we're not much alike. You'll only get yourself hurt. You can't go getting yourself into trouble.
What a damn fool thing to do. Didn't you realise how difficult you make things for your mother?
I was more concerned about Sally. And I'm glad I went. I thought at least she'd have you.
I had no choice, Paul. Everyone knows there's a connection between us. Anything I tried to do for her would look like favoritism. People are trying to help her. Don't you think I'd rather do it myself?
All right.
I want to try and understand her.
So it's not your fault. I don't suppose you could have done anything anyway. And you couldn't begin to understand someone like Sally.
It's nonsense.
You see? Anything we think or believe is nonsense.
I listen to anything you've thought out for yourself, but not the half-baked ideas you picked up from that girl and people like her. And I suppose, like her, you think it's smart to take drugs.
I don't see anything wrong in it. If that's what you want to do.
You believe in suicide? Now, I want a straight answer. Have you used them?
No. But I wouldn't be ashamed of it if I had.
I don't want sympathy, Mr. Radley. I don't need it.
All I'm doing is giving you advice for your own good.
I'm not going to pretend to have seen the light.
You weren't selling the stuff, but you were distributing it. All right. Let's agree that you can mess up your own life. But maybe you gave it to someone who never used it before, never thought of trying it.
It's just like buying someone a drink.
Oh, no, it isn't.
You probably like a drink. You don't have to have it. It doesn't hurt you. Well, a joint's just the same. It makes you feel better and it's not dangerous.
By far the majority of addicts start on so-called soft drugs.
It only takes one drink to make an alcoholic. A lot of older people drink, but when young people want to try something else, it's wrong. Why?
Because so often when they do, they get reckless. They think they can handle anything. And there are people only too willing to step in with the hard drugs, and then there's no going back.
That's rough.
Drug offences are on the increase, and the courts are getting harder on them. The magistrate is going to question you tomorrow, and if this is what you're going to say to him, you could find yourself with quite a stiff sentence.
I don't care. If that's the way it goes, I don't mind it here.
You say that now. You think you can take it? In no time at all, you'll be like all the others. Desperate. Crying inside. Just waiting for that door to open.
Now you'll be taken to reception, you'll be given your belongings and signed out.
Hello, Georgie.
Hey.
Don't you send us a postcard?
Yeah, have one on me.
Ooh, I want to have one on you.
You shop her and I'll do you. I'll fix you so's your own mother wouldn't know you.
Well, how are you coping with your temporary accommodation, Miss Parrish?
As well as possible.
Need help?
I can handle my own problems.
Of course. It doesn't look as if your wing's going to be habitable for some time to come.
No.
If we could bring in outside contractors, it'd be different, of course. But at least the women can see that something's being done for them.
They're incapable of appreciating it.
Well, I think once they see the new look of the prison, they'll respond.
In my experience, they respond to most change. But they soon accept it, and then you're back where you started. It's much better to avoid the inconvenience.
We're not here to study our convenience, Miss Parrish. Well, surely you agree that it's worth trying.
Most things are worth trying, as long as you don't expect too much. That's why I preferred the old system. It didn't raise false hopes.
It didn't raise any.
And how are you coping with the governor's friend?
Who's that?
The drug addict.
Oh, she's not an addict. She's not hooked on anything except herself. I've tried to talk some sense into her, but she can run rings around me in an argument.
No doubt you'll charm her in time.
tried to get across to Sally Benedict, but there's no sign of it working.
What's your opinion of her?
Oh, she's intelligent. Quite open. But I can't make her out. Perhaps I'm not the right person to deal with her. She's not the kind of girl or from the kind of background I understand.
How do you mean?
Oh, lags I can deal with. But with someone like her, I'm at a disadvantage. Just shows the limited amount of use that can be in a woman's prison. Can't trust my instincts.
What do your instincts tell you?
You know, I have a feeling that underneath all that cool, she's lonely, isolated.
I think she's really very inexperienced. She's like a child trying to shock.
Well, usually when someone does that, it's a plea for sympathy, for attention, but that's not what she wants.
Well, perhaps not from us. Her mother's been dead for quite some time. I think her whole attitude is to try and get her father to show that he cares for her.
But she refused his help.
Well, all he offered was money for bail and a lawyer. That's not what she needs.
Yeah. Trouble is, there's only 2 days left. When she goes back for sentencing, she'll talk herself into 6 months to a year. How can I get her to see sense?
If this was a male prison, what would you do?
As a last resort, a bit of shock treatment. Company for you. We usually try to give people on remand a place of their own, but just at the moment the prisoner's short of space. So I'm sorry, but you'll have to share with someone. This is Linda. You two have quite a lot in common.
Hi. I'm Sally. What are you in for? Drugs. You holding? Holding? Did you manage to bring anything in? What are you in for? The same. What were you on? Grass. It was good stuff, the best, from Morocco. The fuzz will be arresting people for sucking lollipops next.
No, they're just restless, madam. They've heard these promises before. They don't believe things will get better for them.
And all because the floors aren't ready. No. Mr. Mackey suggested that they might be going slow because the men like being here.
Ah, now, that was my thought, madam. And I think there may be something more specific.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. Come in. We'll see if you can make some discreet inquiries, and so will I.
Very good, madam.
Reception's Governor.
Thank you.
And by the way, she's moved in.
Good. I'm glad you're here, Mr. Radley, because I reached an important decision this morning. I think I was wrong in postponing giving permission for the women to wear their own clothes. We should start now.
But is this the right time, madam?
There's only one way to put an end to this tension, and that is by showing the women that we intend to bring this prison up to date.
Hello, I can get in tonight.
I bet mine's walking by now.
Oh, you think mine's full? Hey, Lily, you look better like that. That's nice, isn't it?
Don't you want to eat? It's not really too bad. I can't taste anything anymore. You married, Linda? You're wearing a wedding ring. Oh, yes. I'm married. But I've no idea where he is. As far away as he can get, I expect. You have a new family? Not anymore. Where'd you come from? Do you want my life story? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be nosy. Not much. All right, then, I'll tell you. In one sense, it started in a nice, desirable, detached residence in the Hampshire gin and tonic belt. And in another, it started at my first commem at Oxford, when a sweet little hophead undergraduate gave me a pill. Then I started to smoke a little, like you do. Just to see the colours more clearly and hear the music, you know. And then,
And then, God, I need something. You haven't got... No.
Can't they do something for you in here?
I told them I was off it.
Why?
Because they shove you in a ward with a lot of screaming old junkies, baby, and that isn't nice. Or they shoot you some stuff that takes away the pain, but it doesn't take away the shakes or the wanting. Are you sure you haven't?
No.
You never do you? Your kind never do.
Look, I'm sorry.
Help me up top, huh?
Did you like them? Too sweet at the market. Here, Adam. Do you think I'd make a good assistant governor?
We'll have to watch you. You'll be walking out of the front gate.
Hey, I've never thought of that.
Old Joe's going to fall off his ladder when he sees you like that, love. If he gives you any fags or anything, don't forget to share them, eh?
Oh dear, what a shame. Yeah, what's she going on about?
Oh, nothing. Yeah, you sure I look all right, Fran?
Yeah, you look smashing.
Sure.
Lovely.
It was a great success. I can't think why it wasn't allowed before.
Why wasn't it?
Oh, it's been under consideration for some time. Everything takes 100 years at Stone Park.
No objections from the staff?
Some of them didn't like it, of course. Mrs. Armitage agreed it was a great improvement.
That's more than half the battle.
Yes.
Can I ask how Sally is?
She's bearing up very well, Paul. She's been no trouble, so she'll have a good report at least. She goes back for sentencing tomorrow. You very upset?
Well, I'm not in love with her or anything like that. I mean, she said it herself, we're just not alike. But I care what happens to her.
Yes.
Good night.
Good night, darling.
Hi, Paul. He's taking it very well.
Even I can't imagine what it must be like to see someone you know brought in by a guard, to have everything you say overheard, not be allowed to touch them, then see them taken away again.
What do you think will happen to her?
Well, it depends on what she says tomorrow. It's up to her.
I wish her luck.
She was taken to the hospital wing. Dr. Mays is looking after her. It was full withdrawal symptoms.
What about Sally?
She refused a sedative. Wouldn't go back to sleep until she knew that Linda was all right.
Good.
By the way, madam, I think we found the answer to that other business.
Oh, yes?
The husband of one of the women is in that working party. Marjorie Bassett. She bribed another woman to let her take her place in the cleaning detail in the centre.
Bassett, Joseph. 3 years for car thefts. Seems he was a motor mechanic and tried to set up his own garage by dealing in stolen cars. Wife, Marjorie.
She got 6 months for receiving.
So that's it.
It won't be long now, Joe. I'll be out soon.
I've got another 18 months, even with good behaviour. I don't know how I'm going to stand it.
I'll be waiting. And I'll come and see you as often as I can.
What you going to live?
I'll get a job from somewhere. And I'll fix up somewhere for us when you come out.
All right, break it up.
Don't be a fool. Don't try anything.
Come along, Mrs. Bassett.
heard the charge. Have you anything to say? You've broken a very strict rule, Mrs. Bassett. However, I'm not so concerned as to how often you saw your husband or what took place. As with the fact that because of you, your husband talked or bribed the rest of his working party into going slow and holding up essential work in this prison. That could have had far more serious consequences. On the other hand, I realize the temptation must have been very great, and that you were unable to resist the opportunity of trying to be together. I've taken this into consideration, and if it were not for this, your punishment would have been far more severe. 7 days loss of pay and privileges. This may seem very light to you, Mrs. Bassett, but your real punishment will be to know that every man on that working party will be disciplined. The governor of their prison takes a far more serious view. And I'm sorry to have to tell you that your husband is bound to lose some of his remission.
Hello, Lily.
I never said nothing. But this time I didn't. I swear.
You!
What is it?
I'm on Rule 43.
What?
I want to be confined to my own cell.
Lily, what's this about?
Say, look, I know me rights. I can be shut in with myself if I want it.
Yes, but why?
I just want it.
Are you in trouble? Someone threatening you?
I don't get on with any of the others. I want to get away from them.
For your own protection? Very well. How long do you want this to go on for?
The rest of me time.
Are you serious? You've over a year to serve. Lily, do you realise that when the new floors are finished, you'll be the only healthy woman locked in her cell?
Yeah.
Very well. It can be arranged. But not for a year. You'll have to come out sometime.
Thank you, Miss Flaxton. Thank you.
Oh, we appear to have lost a customer, Governor.
Has Sally gone?
When the magistrate told her that she may have started some young people on the road to drug addiction, she suddenly broke down. She said she'd never understood what it meant before, the suffering, the waste of life.
So your shock treatment worked?
The magistrate had obviously been going to come down hard on her, but he was so impressed by the effect of his warning that he gave her a £100 fine and a year's probation instead.
Was her father in court?
Yeah, he was upset. He's obviously fond of her. You know, I think they will both have learned something out of this.
I hope so. Well, it won't be long now. Work party return tomorrow, minus Mr. Bassett, of course.
Yeah.
His wife is very distressed. I'm really sorry for her.
In a way.
No, completely. She has all my sympathy. I know that if ever I were in the same circumstances, had a chance of seeing my husband, I'd do exactly the same thing.